nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Some funny things I remember about him is that he told all of us kids to take a swig of iced tea when we were on the boat.
We were all pretty young, and we went on a boat ride, and Uncle Frank had all the kids drink some brisk iced tea.
We're gonna drive past Dad just to see what he would do, and he also let me and Wesley drive with him one time to Julie's, and he just let us have the sodas that we weren't allowed to have normally, and we thought it was so cool, and we got to listen to whatever music we wanted. And that was awesome. He's the best guy ever. I love him. I'm gonna miss him.
This is the two Dunshee horses here. How many do you have on, Frank?
Oh, I can't tell.
You got 3 and Paula has 1.
Is my face turning purple yet?
No.
Not bad for a 40-year-old man, Frank.
Yeah.
Remember how I taught you guys to spur a horse?
I always loved having fun and making fun opportunities for others, creating that for them. And so I have some great memories of being pretty young. First time I was ever on a motorcycle was with Uncle Frank. The first time I think I ever was in a speedboat was with Uncle Frank, and he was always just making you feel like you were the most important thing to him when he talked to you. He'd always remind you that he loved you and make you feel that.
This is better than going to the gym.
Hey, Aaron, I got gray hair, Dad. Dad, I have a gray hair.
You do?
Yeah, see, I got a gray hair.
Good to be next. This is the Southern Rock. You must not go away, Molly.
Song we wrote about all the family. I really can't remember how it went, besides Mickey Mouse, oh Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, oh Donald, and then it's Molly and Miles of Miles, because Miles was big. But I remember thinking he was like famous because he made a song.
Mickey, you are. That's profound.
Well, now, Shelby. Mickey Mouse, oh Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, oh Mickey Mouse, oh Mickey Mouse, you are my favorite mouse. Mickey Mouse, oh Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, oh Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, you are my favorite mouse. Come on, man. Donald Duck, oh Donald Duck, Donald Duck, oh Donald Duck, oh Donald Duck, you are my favorite duck. Donald Duck, oh Donald Duck, Donald Duck, oh Donald Duck, oh Donald Duck, you are my favorite duck. Donald, you are my favorite duck. Donald, you are.
I didn't choose to make music my career until later on in life, but the fact that Uncle Frank always made music, like, for his whole life, is inspiring, because it's not something that's easy to do. People don't typically believe in it. They think you're washed up if you want to be a musician. And I know he was successful in business elsewhere, but that to me was huge. And we share the same middle name, which I thought was cool, because Mom and Dad would always say, you know, you and Uncle Frank have the same middle name. So I always felt like Uncle Frank liked me more than other nieces and nephews. But that's just because I really liked Uncle Frank, I think.
Frank Woodrow and Seth Woodrow.
Oh man, I just gotta go.
Frank's head.
Dad? Oh man. Nice job.
That'll bang know your mile.
Got a tick in a bad place.
Long story short, Ryan was pretty little, and he was probably 4 or 5, and he ended up getting a tick on his dick. He got a tick on his dick, and Frank was the one that pointed that out. Being the artist that he is, he pointed that out and said it a couple times, and as kids we thought it was pretty hilarious. But I just remember it being really funny, and Ryan kind of not laughing at the time because
I got a tick on a place that rhymes with tick.
I remember one vacation there which Frank took all the Dunshee kids and all of the kids to his radio shop, and he just wanted to show everyone around, and I think he was wanting to teach everybody that you can really achieve whatever you want with hard work. And that's what I loved about Uncle Frank, was that he really did what made him happy, and his life was about doing what makes him happy and showing people that you can do what you want, you can achieve what you want.
I thought it was me they were with. I don't know anything anymore. You took the summer off.
And Julie and Uncle Bob's Ranch, and I know Uncle Frank's such a great guitarist and musician, and he can play almost any song, but it was about for an hour straight, it was just me and him, and he was just playing Susie Q over and over, and I think he was just stuck on it, but I was so entertained that I just sat there for a whole hour watching him and just talked to him for a whole hour.
That was well, technically it's
Uncle Frank was such a loving and caring guy. I always remember he'd always reach his arms out to me so I could come and sit on his lap. He always had such a free spirit, and he loved sharing his music talent with everyone, and he was such an inspiration to all his nieces and nephews.
There's a waiting line about 2 hours long, and
Holy
they have
hell.
the slowest service here that you've ever seen in your life. And there is a waiting line. Just go in.
Really?
Just go in. Come on. New development. I can't even talk. My lips are sticking together. I'm so thirsty. This is a family outing.
We're all gonna die.
I'd rather go find a water hose in the back and slurp out of it. Goodbye. I'm worried about the camera people. You seem to have to get something together here. Let's go.
Where's Mike?
Just
This is gonna get kicked out.
It's right there in an hour 45 minutes. I know everything.
Because you're Frank the Great Pro, right?
Somebody give me 6 cereal boxes to hide.
I guess it was in the hallway by his bedroom. There was a bookshelf, and there was a, I don't know if it was a painting or like some kind of figurine or what it was, but it was Jesus on the cross, you know, with thorns, crown of thorns, and bleeding and just looking miserable, as I'm sure he was at that time. And for some reason that stuck out to me, because I had never, you know, I never had a conversation with Uncle Frank about religion or God, but at that time, even as a small kid, I remember feeling that Uncle Frank was a godly man in doing the right thing. And obviously no one's perfect, but from that point on, I associated Uncle Frank with being as close with God as anyone, and still being able to be himself, rock and roll, just have fun, and still be a man of God. And that's something that kind of stuck with me at a young age.